Hi there, I'm Mike Gales for Everlast Nutrition, and in this video we're going to learn how to jump rope like a pro. Skipping is a great exercise for your cardio, your muscular endurance, and it also works your coordination. A major drawback though is that people make it a lot more difficult than it has to be, and there's no need for you to do any fancy tricks or acrobatics. What you're looking to do is keep both the rope and your feet moving long enough for you to get a great workout. And during this video, I'm going to give you a few quick tips to help you get that done. First off, you're going to need to choose the right rope. If it were me, I wouldn't choose one of those cord ones because it doesn't really cut through the air. And I also don't like the leather ropes as I find they sting your feet if you miss. And there's no need in the beginning for fancy ropes with weighted handles because those are going to tire out your shoulders and your wrists well before you get your cardio workout in there. So in the beginning, your best choice is going to be a rubber speed rope. And I'm going to use this speed rope from Everlast because the handles aren't bulky, it's extremely lightweight, and it easily cuts through the air to keep my momentum going. And not only is it the best style of rope, but it's also the cheapest at under 10 bucks. Alright, so pardon the pun and let's jump to tip number 1. And that's going to be getting momentum. Jumping rope is all about getting and keeping the momentum of the rope. I don't know where I learned this technique, maybe it was back in grade school somewhere, but most people do this exact same thing. They step over the rope and then they try and swing the rope up over their head to get the rope going. The problem is that sometimes the rope gets tangled in between your feet, or sometimes you don't get enough momentum swinging it overhead. Either way, this takes way too long. And I'm telling you, it happens even to the best skippers in the world that you will misstep and have to reset your momentum. And you don't want to have to repeat this long drawn out method. So there's an easier way of doing this. So what you're going to do is build momentum with the rope by swinging it from side to side. Then you're going to grasp the rope with both hands and continue to swing it from side to side. Now at one point, instead of swinging it to the opposite side, you're going to swing it so that the rope aims towards the center of your body. And then you're going to simultaneously separate your arms and then jump through and over the rope. I know it sounds a little bit tricky, but just try it and you're going to see how easy it actually is. And within no time, you're going to get the hang of it. Now this way, if you happen to misstep and lose the momentum of the rope, you use this method and presto, you're right back on track in a jiffy. Not only does this method get you back on track quickly, it also looks kind of cool. Alright, let's take a look at tip number 2. Use your wrists. When most people start out, they tend to overswing the rope. They overuse their shoulders and their elbows and biceps are far away from their core and they tend to overswing. This will really tire out your shoulders really quick. So do yourself a favor and don't do this. Remember that your number one goal here is to have a great cardio workout. So let's zoom in here and take a look at my shoulders, elbows, and biceps. They're not really moving away from my core all that much. And now look at my wrists. That's where all the momentum is coming from. My arms stay pretty much against my core, and I use my wrists and my momentum from jumping to keep that rope going. That will greatly extend your endurance so that you can give your heart a great workout. Let's skip over to tip number 3. You only need to jump an inch or so off of the ground. Far too many people jump way too high off the floor in the beginning. I've seen people jump 6 inches to a foot off of the ground trying to clear the rope. Now, I am about 210 pounds in this video, and if I was to continuously jump a foot off of the floor for 20 minutes, then I might be giving my knees a pounding. So a word of caution, if you're over 200 pounds, then be mindful of all of your weight come crashing down on your knees. And you can limit that impact, improve your speed and your endurance by only jumping off the floor high enough to clear the rope. You also don't want to be kicking your legs out to the back like this. In the beginning, it's going to put extra stress on your legs, and it's also going to increase the chances of your feet getting snagged up in the rope. So let me zoom into my feet here to show you what I mean. My feet only go about an inch or so off of the floor, just high enough to clear the rope. I also keep the weight on the balls of my feet, and I don't lock up my knees either. My knees are always just slightly bent to keep the pressure off my lower back. And while we're talking about my back, notice that my back stays relatively straight and that I'm not leaning too far forward or too far to the back. So tip number 4, I recommend that you alternate from leg to leg. There's no doubt that in the beginning it's going to be easier to get used to the rhythm by jumping off both feet at the same time. But if you're looking to limit leg fatigue and extend your cardio workout, then you might want to alternate your weight from foot to foot. Now, don't get confused, both feet still must jump off the floor to clear the rope at the same time, but I alternate by having most of my weight on one foot and use that foot to jump off the ground and then shift it to the other one. Alternating my weight from leg to leg will greatly limit fatigue, and that shift also helps keep the momentum of the rope going. You could simply shift your weight back and forth from foot to foot like so. And once you get a little more comfortable, you can keep your weight on the same foot and use that foot for multiple jumps before switching it over to the other one. Now finally, that brings us to tip number 5. And that is, remember that practice makes perfect and that you want to have fun with it. There's no point stressing yourself out. If you try implementing these little tips, then you'll be working the rope like a pro in no time. And jumping rope is a great way to just destroy some calories. And now you also have one new type of exercise that you can add to your fitness routine to shake things up a bit. Just be mindful not to jump too high off the floor in the beginning, especially if you're over 200 pounds. Use your wrists to keep your momentum going. And don't forget to keep your arms in close to your core, and there is no doubt that eventually you will get snagged up in the rope, but use tip number 1 to get yourself quickly back on track, and no one will even notice that you missed a step. This has been Mike Gales for Everlast Nutrition, and if you like these videos, then please click below to like or subscribe. And as always, thank you for tuning in.